The story begins by showing a modern city called San Francisco. Then the scene switches to a narrow alley where a robot competition occurs. The winner was a robot owned by a man named Yama. A short time later, a boy named Hiro Hamada came to challenge Yama's robot to a fight with his artificial robot. When Hiro showed his artificial robot, everyone underestimated him. He then took out a considerable amount of money. Yama seemed interested and took the challenge. In just a short time, Hiro's robot was instantly defeated by Yama's robot. But Hiro didn't just give up. He then added the amount of betting money so that the fight could continue to round 2. Yama, who saw Hiro's money, was tempted and ended up fighting their robot again. Hiro's robot then changed to a fighting mode, making Yama agitated. And in the end, Hiro's robot defeated Yama's robot. But Yama couldn't take his defeat, so he grabbed Hiro's robot and told his men to beat him. A man came on his bike when they were about to gang up on Hiro. He was Tadashi, Hiro's brother. They then fled from the place where the illegal robot competition was. On his way home, Hiro told Tadashi that he had managed to win a robot game and earn a lot of money. But when he showed the money, they were suddenly arrested by the police. Hiro and Tadashi were taken to the police station. He was put in jail along with everyone at the illegal competition. Soon they could be free, thanks to Aunt Cass' help. Seeing them both out, Aunt Cass hugged them and immediately pinched their ears, then took them home. Arriving home, Hiro didn't rest and continued looking for another illegal robot competition place. Tadashi, who knew that, scolded and advised Hiro to go to university with him instead of playing with an obscure robot. This 13-year-old Hiro had graduated from high school. In the end, Tadashi wanted to take Hiro to his destination. Still, Tadashi did not immediately take Hiro there, but stopped by the San Francisco University of Technology, where he was studying. With the excuse of taking the items left behind, Tadashi got off the motorcycle and into his college lab, followed by Hiro. When Hiro walked into the lab, he was fascinated because so many excellent tools were made there. He began to pay attention to the tools that Tadashi's friends made. First, there's Go-Go, who made an electromagnetic bike. And then the second one was Wasabi, who invented the plasma laser. Tadashi's third friend, Honey Lemon, mixed some chemicals, sprayed them onto the black ball, and then puffed the ball and exploded. Fred was wearing a college mascot costume, and he was known not to have any abilities. After Tadashi introduced all his friends, he took Hiro to his private lab. Arriving there, Tadashi immediately hurt Hiro's hand so many times that he screamed in pain. Suddenly, a robot called Baymax, created by Tadashi, came from the corner of the room. Baymax was programmed like a doctor's robot that would be active when anyone said "ah" around it. Baymax will work to care for the sick part of the person and will only stop working when the person it cares for is satisfied. Hiro, who was amazed by Baymax, tried to analyze the inside. Then Tadashi showed him the chip that made the robot work as a nurse robot. While they were still having fun talking inside Tadashi's lab, a man named Robert Callahan suddenly appeared. Robert, who saw Hiro's robot, felt interested and wanted to see it up close. Hiro immediately gave the robot to Robert and started showing it off, and Tadashi showed up and said that Robert was the inventor of robotic systems today. Suddenly Hiro felt surprised and amazed at him. Besides, it turned out that Robert was also a professor. He invited Hiro to go to the University of Technology. The scene then shows that they are already off campus. Tadashi then took Hiro to the illegal robot competition. But Hiro changed his mind because he wanted to enter the San Francisco University of Technology. The next day, Hiro asked Tadashi how to get into the university. Tadashi replied that every year, there was always an exhibition of student work. If he wanted to enter as a student there, Hiro had to pay attention to Robert and impress him with his work. Hiro got very excited and immediately came up with an idea. But after trying long enough, he still needed to develop a good idea. Tadashi, who saw his brother was in trouble, helped him by holding him upside down. At that moment, Hiro saw the Megabot robot and came up with an idea. He rushed to his lab in the garage. He spent days working there. Hiro planned to make a mini version of the megabot, called the microbot. The day of the long-awaited exhibition arrived. Hiro could not wait to present his copyrighted microbot. While Hiro was relaxing backstage with Tadashi and his friends, his name was suddenly called to present his artificial robot. Hiro got ready and went up on stage. When he started presenting his artificial robot, the audience left one by one. Tadashi was trying to encourage him. Hiro then resumed his presentation and said this microbot, if only one, did look useless. But if there were many, this robot could be beneficial. The microbot was controlled by a signal transmitter in its head. At the end of the day, Hiro could do anything with the microbot, which stunned the audience. Hiro's presentation finally ended, and he received much praise. Then came a man named Mr. Cray. He is the owner of the company, Cray Tech. He wanted Hiro's microbot to be developed in his company. In other words, he tried to buy Hiro's work, very expensive. Hiro had not responded yet, but suddenly Professor Robert came. He said that Hiro's microbot was a technological inspiration and told Hiro to develop it instead of selling it. In the end, Hiro followed the professor's advice and didn't sell the robot. Mr. Cray then left. Then Hiro, Tadashi, Aunt Cass, and her friends were going to celebrate Hiro's success by dining at Aunt Cass' restaurant. But earlier, Tadashi asked to be given time alone with Hiro, and Aunt Cass went to provide them with time. Tadashi and Hiro then chatted, but suddenly, a fire appeared inside the campus. Tadashi and Hiro immediately rushed over, but the campus was surrounded by fire when they got there. Then someone passed by and said that Professor Robert was still trapped inside. Hearing that, Tadashi intended to enter the campus to save the professor, but the fire was getting bigger. Hiro tried to stop Tadashi from entering, but it didn't work. Tadashi kept running into the campus. A few days have passed, but Hiro is still saddened by Tadashi's death. When he took Megabot by accident, it fell and hit his leg. Suddenly Baymax was on and out of Tadashi's room. Baymax wanted to take care of Hiro's wound, but was trying to resist. Then he tried to put Baymax in his box, but he fell instead. Hiro accidentally looked at his jacket and picked it up. There was still one active microbot in the coat, which was attracted somewhere. The fact that the microbot would be activated if there were other microbot. However, all of Hiro's microbots should have been left behind because they were destroyed during a fire incident last time. Hiro thought the microbot was broken, but Baymax scanned it and said the little robot wanted to go somewhere. He then told Baymax why it didn't find out where the little robot was going. After a while, he didn't hear Baymax's voice. It turned out that Baymax was trying to figure out where the little robot was going. In the end, he rushed after Baymax. Hiro finally caught up with Baymax and found it in an abandoned warehouse. He immediately approached Baymax. When he saw his microbot reacting more and more actively, he found out that Baymax was right that his microbot wanted to go somewhere. Then Hiro and Baymax went into the barn through the window. Upon arrival there, he noticed a considerable amount of microbots. Hiro thought there was a mysterious man who manufactured his microbot. Suddenly there was someone who controlled the microbot and attacked Hiro. While trying to escape, Hiro and Baymax fell from the top of the building. Fortunately, there was Baymax on Hiro's landing pad so that they could survive. After that, Hiro went to the police station to report the incident. However, the police officer appeared indifferent and told Hiro to provide his parents with a phone number. The scene switches to the house. Hiro was unable to recharge Baymax's battery. Suddenly Baymax said Tadashi's name, then Hiro explained that Tadashi was no longer in this world. But Baymax continued to look towards Megabot, which Hiro then followed. He felt something was wrong with the fire. He suspected the incident was not an ordinary accident, but somebody deliberately burned it. Hiro assumed someone might want his microbot, and he thought it was the man in the mask. He was determined to catch the guy. After that, Hiro went to the garage to upgrade Baymax. He also put a battle chip in Baymax's body. Afterward, he tested his new abilities at Baymax and succeeded. They started preparing to catch the masked man. On the road, they were followed by a mysterious car. Upon arrival at the abandoned warehouse, they found no one, and then the microbot reacted and pointed the way to the harbor. Upon arrival, the masked man appeared, but Hiro and Baymax chose to hide first. However, the mysterious car that followed them appeared, and it turned out that the passengers in the car were Tadashi's friends. They were able to get there because Baymax contacted them. Fortunately, the cargo crate that the man threw could be held back by Baymax. Unfortunately, Baymax couldn't beat the masked man, and they chose to leave the place immediately by car. Even so, the masked man still chased after them. Gogo took over the car's steering wheel from Wasabi, and the chase between them began. They all managed to get away even though they had to cross all sorts of obstacles. They were almost hit by a train to the sea. Fortunately, Baymax saved them from going ashore. After that, they followed him and arrived in front of a mansion, which also belonged to him. Of course, his friends didn't believe it until a male servant came out and greeted Fred. Then they were all welcome in his house. Everyone was astonished at Fred's house because it was so luxurious, like a palace. Fred started guiding his friends away to his room. He also showed some personal collections, such as comics and toys. Hiro then took the paper and drew the bird logo on the masked man's body. Suddenly, Fred said that he knew the bad guy behind the mask. He is Mr. Cray. But this caused debate between them. Then Baymax noted that the criminal had a blood type of AB negative. It turned out that during the fight, Baymax also analyzed the masked man. Hiro was pleased with this information because he could scan and find this criminal's identity. Hiro would invite his friends to join his mission, and he would upgrade them according to their respective abilities. Hiro also upgraded Baymax to Baymax 2.0. Hiro went on a test flight with Baymax. Despite a slight problem during the experiment, they finally mastered the new ability. They decided to take a break over the air fan, and from up there, Hiro asked Baymax to scan everyone around. Hiro, his friends, and Baymax went to the island to catch the bad guy. When they arrived, suddenly, they heard a voice from behind. They reflexively attacked the object blindly. It was seen that the voice came from a dove, and none of their attacks hit the bird. After that, they started to enter the building there. While they were walking, Honey Lemon suddenly found a room, but it was destroyed, and Hiro only saw the bird logo on the masked man's body. Then they decided to go to the control room and look at the CCTV. It turned out the room was used as a teleportation test site. The leader of the trial test was Mr. Cray, and testing the device was done using humans. The trial volunteer was a woman. The teleportation device was then turned on, and the passenger from the device immediately darted into it. However, there was a problem during testing. The teleportation portal became unstable until one of the portals finally exploded. The other portal began to suffer from the surrounding objects. As they were focusing on the CCTV, suddenly, they were stoned by a big man in a mask. Fortunately, Baymax was holding the big rock. Finally, the peacock fought against the man in the mask. In the middle of the fight, Hiro managed to get the man's mask off, and when his face was visible, it turned out that the man was Professor Robert. Everyone who knew that fact was shocked. Professor Robert survived the fire thanks to the microbot. Hiro got angry because Tadashi had already sacrificed his life to save him. But the professor has no heart at all. The angry Hiro immediately unplugged Baymax's Dr. Chip and told Baymax to kill Professor Robert. But all of Hiro's friends stopped Baymax, and Honey Lemon was able to plug Baymax's Dr. Chip. Meanwhile, Professor Robert managed to escape. Hiro, disappointed in his friends, chose to go with Baymax. Upon arrival at his garage, he tried to pull out Baymax's doctor's chip. But Baymax refused and didn't want to open the chip. Then Baymax showed him a video of Tadashi working hard to create himself. Seeing that made Hiro realize and lock up his intentions. Soon his friends came. Hiro immediately apologized to his friends. Then they said they would help Hiro to catch Professor Robert, but not by killing him. Afterward, Honey Lemon showed the rest of the CCTV. It turned out that the woman who was the victim during the teleportation test was the daughter of Professor Robert, Abigail. So, it could be concluded that Professor Robert wanted revenge on Mr. Cray. The next day, Mr. Cray was at an event in the middle of San Francisco. Suddenly, Professor Robert came to arrest Mr. Cray and put him in the portal. The professor wanted Mr. Cray to feel what his daughter felt. When the professor was about to put Mr. Cray in, Hiro and his friends came. Hiro asked the professor to stop, but the professor ignored him and attacked Hiro and his friends. When cornered, Hiro found an idea to destroy all his microbots by letting them be edited into the portal. While Hiro was fighting above the clouds, his friends started beating the microbots from below. Little by little, the microbots began to suck into the portal. When the professor was about to attack Hiro, he lost a massive amount of his microbots, and Hiro managed to take off his mask and win. But after that, Baymax continued to stare at the portal. He said that inside the portal, there was a life sign of a woman who could be in hypersleep mode. After that, Hiro and Baymax rushed to save the woman and entered the portal. Inside, they found Abigail, who was in hypersleep mode. As they tried to get Abigail out of the portal, a huge rock suddenly hit Baymax's body. As a result, Baymax's protective armor was destroyed, which rendered its propulsion rocket malfunctioning. When there was no time left, Baymax wanted to save Hiro and Abigail with the ejector in his hand. Baymax then asked if he was satisfied with his care. Hiro replied that he was satisfied with his treatment. Then Baymax immediately pushed Hiro with his ejector. In the end, Hiro and Abigail make it out of the portal, and Abigail is taken to the hospital while Professor Robert is arrested. Some time passed, and the news came out on TV stating that there were 6 heroes in San Francisco. The scene switches to San Francisco University. Hiro has started school and still keeps the rest of Baymax's body. But when he opened his fist, he found Tadashi's doctor's chip and the memory belonging to Baymax. After that, Hiro started assembling Baymax and managed to revive Baymax. Then Baymax asked Hiro what day it was. The scene then changes to Hiro, Baymax, and his friends becoming heroes of San Francisco, and the movie ends.